Ah,
No, you can tell us you have a friend who is an artist.
that's right. I have a friend who's an artist. Hi, Ed. And
Hi, Ed.
and yeah, he just showed me the place.
Nice.
Yeah, so we open at 11 and we close at 6. We recommend starting up on the third floor and then working your way down. The elevators and the stairs are going to be all the way in the back of the first galleries.
Yeah, it's a Romanian artwork and it's called Soft Power 2. But can you explain to us more?
So it's an artwork by Andra Ursada, and it's kind of provoking the idea of psychology of power, and then the traditions of modernism through the regular aesthetic of Romania. And I guess they use a lot of quilt. Is that quilt?
Yes. Those patterns that you see over there, that's quilt.
Right. So, and it looks like a fist. It is a fist. Oh, okay. It's a fist. So it's a symbol of political resistance and protest in Soviet art and propaganda. So I'm not very familiar of the artist, but that was her context.
Okay. Ooh, look at this, guys.
Right.
Very manly.
So what's fascinating about this artwork, you guys, is look at the texture. I don't know if you can see the texture, but it's not a painting.
Oh, it's not.
It's not a picture.
Oh, what is it? I think it's a painting, but it's on the media is something else, right?
Yeah.
It's not canvas.
It's not. So
Velvet to me,
it's
right?
very velvety, and at first, guys, I was like, I'm not sure if I appreciate the low quality of this picture, but maybe that's the effect of it. Oh, it's called dating. Okay. That artwork is called Stack Sphinx. Okay. Ascent.
Sea View by Scott Kahn. Yeah, this was made in 2007. This is very much like we call this realism in art, where it's very much just trying to capture like a moment very like visually vividly, and just sort of incorporating different techniques to achieve that. Like the texture of the wall here, like this is something where if you were to see it in real life, it's just like, okay, this is just a wall, this is just a floor. But because it's like in a painting and it's so like impressively rendered, it kind of like elevates it.
Yeah. It's very romantic.
It is.
Oh.
So this is by Daniel Gibson. He is a Mexican-American painter. He is from the southwest of America, or South Los Angeles. So he's always been raised like close to like the U.S.-Mexican border, and a lot of his work has to deal with like migration and like the experience of Mexican immigrants coming over to the U.S. and sort of talking about that journey that they have to go on, how they have to go through like these really like arduous, arid conditions in the desert, but what's propelling them forward is the strength of their ancestors and the strength that they get from their own hope to achieve a better life. And so that's why all around the piece we have like these very bright colors, these very active, sort of playful little like desert flowers that are still very much like resilient and very vibrant even in these arid conditions, just like Mexican immigrants are. That they still find joy and happiness in their culture, even when they've gone through so much, when they've had so much of their land taken from them.
See, you really have to know the backstory because this makes completely different experience of this painting.
Oh, really?
Knowing the story, absolutely.
Yeah.
Quite emotional, actually.
It is very emotional. Well, it's also cool when you notice that there is a little face here
Right.
carrying these very heavy wings. So this is actually butterfly wings.
Those are wings.
Yes, so he's
Very
carrying,
cool.
right, and it's sort of like making these wings look the opposite of what they usually look. They usually look very light and airy. They're very heavy, and he's almost like dragging them across the desert. So it's sort of talking about how, you never know how much weight someone is carrying on their back. You never know their story just by looking at them.
That is so wonderful.
Yeah, and I think what it does also, like emotionally, is it promotes empathy for a group of people that is traditionally in American culture seen as the enemy. Where, you know, we have this very like xenophobic mindset in popular culture that, oh, Mexicans come over here, they're stealing our jobs, or they're too lazy, and, you know, all these different things. But here is like, okay, look at how much this person had to endure just to have a better life, you know, out of this moment of desperation, he's trying to find hope. So it's really humanizing.
Yeah, he's not running from a beautiful life.
Exactly.
He's running from something really difficult and disturbing. Absolutely. What a wonderful message. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, one last thing also about this piece that I find really cool is in Aztec mythology, like the ancient civilizations that predated Mexico as we know it, the butterfly as a symbol is actually supposed to mean an ancestral spirit. So they believe that if you saw a butterfly, that was like your grandma coming to visit you. Right. My friend here who is a psychic, and you know, believe that or not, but she is very sensitive to like vibrations. And I brought her here, like she didn't even see the door yet, and she was like, there's something weird around the corner, like I don't know what it is. And then she comes and sees the door, and she's like, that's it, like it's so creepy. Like I feel all the like trauma in this door because the background of this story is actually a lot more important than the door itself.
Right.
So this is by Diamond Stingley. They are a black queer artist who grew up in Chicago in very impoverished areas in the projects of Chicago. They lived with their grandmother too, who lived in these impoverished conditions. And this is a door taken from that same neighborhood that she and her grandma. It's a real door taken from an abandoned house there. And you can see, like if you look closely, you can see bullet holes in the door. You can see, yeah, there's like a, yeah, of course. Just don't get too close to the bat because that is not adhered to the door. So that can fall over at any time, which the artist did on purpose because it's sort of like that emotion of like precarity, that, you know, instability, right? And things could go bad at any moment. So the artist saw this door and they were just so like taken aback by how like, you know, ornate like the details on it are. Like there's like a cute little, you know, what looks to be like an abstracted like dove in the center, or like a flower with like these flourishes. But then the door itself is so dirty, it's gone through so much. There's bullet holes in it. There's even like a railing in the center to keep people from like getting into the house, but also kind of looks like prison bars. And so that also represents like a sort of like the prison industrial complex that targets these black impoverished communities as well. So it's talking about a lot of different things with just like a found object.
Right. So what do you think of our little excursion? Look at that.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. This parking garage is called Serious Play by Buffet.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
It's so cool. Guys, and the best part, museum is free. So grab your friends and come 11 to 6 p.m. Find time because it's totally worth it.
Absolutely worth it.